Straight Shooting Sports Talk, and I'm your host, Dujane Bland. Well, it starts our NFL breakdown, and we're starting with the NFC North, and we're starting with the Cheeseheads, the Green Bay Packers. Well, when you look at the Green Bay Packers, they did a pretty good job this season. They went 11-5, but they fell short. They had a pretty decent mid of the season, had a very slow start to the beginning of the season. There's some real things that they need to address coming into the 2013 season, and it starts right up front with the offensive line. As most of us know, as we've seen over the years, Aaron Rodgers has been one of the most sacked quarterbacks in the league. Now, granted, because he's mobile and can move to the left and the right and kind of soften the blow a little bit instead of taking direct shots, he hasn't been able to get hurt from any of these shots, but they absolutely have to address this offensive line in the draft or through free agency. They definitely need to get some depth at the center and the tackle position. Their guards are pretty good and pretty stout there. They really need to address the tackles and the center area to help alleviate with this pressure that Aaron Rodgers is receiving on a real regular basis. Another thing that would really, really help this team is having a solid running game. You can go out and be pass happy all you want to, and the Packers have proven that. They've kind of had this deal of, we're going to pass and we're going to force you to stop us, and we guarantee that you can't. And 9 times out of 10, they've been very effective in doing that, hence the 11-5 record. But over time, that begins to wear on a team, begins to wear on the offensive line, and it puts a lot of pressure on your quarterback to make crisp throws and to not have any type of mistakes. And he's got to depend on his guys up front to make that happen. They can get a solid running back. I'm saying draft because it's nothing like having a young guy. But if you can find a quality, stout star at running back through draft or free agency, this would really help this football team in establishing a balanced offensive attack, which in turn will help keep their defense off the field. Now, on the defensive side of the ball, we have some small holes. And yes, last year in the draft, they were looking at addressing this defense, and they did. I mean, they went out and got guys, but it kind of failed. I mean, they looked abysmal. I mean, at times, it was as if there was no defense on the field as quick as these offenses were scoring against the Packers. Losing Charles Woodson, huge gaping hole there. I think either through free agency or through the draft, that'd be a spot at safety that they would want to fill. They're going to have to look at getting another defensive tackle that can either double or just play defensive end, being that they lost Cullen Jenkins. So there's going to be some areas there where they can attack and develop some depth at the defensive positions, whether it be the line, linebackers, and corner positions. They're really going to need to improve their depth. And I think if they can get that depth on the defensive side of the ball, get some guys, some good starters on the offensive line and depth, this is going to solidify this team and help them continue on their run and their quest to capture another Super Bowl championship. So overall, Packers are still the team to beat in the North, I think, as of right now. But they have to address these areas. And by doing that, I think it's a no-brainer that they're going to be not only the division champs, but possibly make it to this year's Super Bowl. Well, we thank you for tuning in again. If you have any comments, please leave them for us. We'll get back to you on those comments. If you have any questions or any topics you'd like to see discussed on this show, please shoot us an email at straightshootingst@gmail.com. That's straightshootingst@gmail.com. And as always, subscribe to the show. Again, you've been watching Straight Shooting Sports Talk.